Hey awesome friends, I am Awesome Danny, and today I want to tell you about the Rose Technics QuietSea. I believe this is a collaboration with HiFiGo, which it's kind of cool when you see brands collabing with other brands. I wonder how that works. I wonder like, hey, can you send somebody over to help us with this set? Okay, all right Bob, go help Rose Technics with this set. Thanks. Cool. How does that work? That's just so weird to me. Like, it's like Pepsi is over there like, man, we need help with this new soda. Can we call Coke and see if they can help us? And then you get like Pepsi X Coke Super Cola or some shit. I don't know. But anyways, Rose Technics QuietSea. Another budget set vying for your $50. Is it worth it? Maybe, but let's get into the details. That way, you know, you can decide for yourself. So QuietSea was sent in by HiFiGo. Thank you HiFiGo for making this video possible. If you guys end up interested in this set, I will leave an unaffiliated link in the description below. So let's go ahead and get into this. So again, it is a $50 set. In the sea of budget $50 bangers, is this one of them? Yes and no. There is quite a few things that this set does a little bit differently than other $50 sets, but there is a lot of other sets out there that do a lot of things too. So let's see what QuietSea has to offer. Unboxing, presentation, you know, all that fun stuff that I love, but I'm pretty sure some people just find unnecessary. It's pretty great here. The box is bigger than it needs to be. I know some people don't like that. I love unboxings. I love the entire process. Build is pretty good. It's a little bit of plastic. There's mostly metal. The cable's really cool. I actually like the cable a lot. You don't see fabric, you know, paracord or whatever coated cables very often. And I know sometimes they suck, but when they don't suck, they're pretty good. Which this one is actually pretty good. Doesn't suck at all. Then you get this little case that I've been waving around here. You keep the IMs in there. Comes with a cable removal tool because it's an MMCX connector. I know some of you guys don't like those. I haven't had an issue with MMCX connectors yet, thank God, but I know some people have. I actually just saw somebody whose cable MMCX connector broke earlier today. Rip Sad Peppa's cable, you'll be missed. So ear tips are I guess. There's only one set of them, so one small, medium, large, and the nozzles on this set are oval shaped, so the ear tips are oval shaped also, which is kind of weird. I've never had a set whose nozzle wasn't, you know, just round. It didn't affect fit, comfort, or anything at all, but maybe getting other tips, you might have to use something that has more of a narrow bore so it fits a little bit more snug when you put it on there. I didn't have trouble putting on like the KB Ear 07 tips, which I used for this set since I didn't really like the stock tips, but it's overall okay. Like, this is one of the better packaged, built, and accessorized $50 sets I have tried. So points there. So getting into the sound, for gaming, they were okay. I didn't use them very much. As I mentioned before in another video, real life's been a little bit hectic, so I haven't had much gaming time, unfortunately, but these were okay. They did the job. They're just a little bit too piercing in some areas, and we'll go over those details during the sound breakdown. So starting off with the bass, these are quite warm, so the bass is really nice. I wouldn't say it's fluffy, but it's a nice enveloping bass. It hits you, nice little wall, a thumpy, rumbly bass, really nice. I actually really like that for the single DD set. When you get into the mids, they are slightly recessed because there is a good emphasis on the mid bass and the sub bass, and then going into the upper mids and treble, there's a big emphasis there. So overall, they were kind of like a more V-shaped EPZ Q5, which is what we'll be comparing them to later on in the video. And then again, going back to the bass, like I said, there is that good impact and some rumble, but it did feel a little bit more on the polite side, not up by a lot. Like, just if you think neutral. This has a good amount of bass, but just a little bit of politeness in the impact itself. So mid bass was a little bit softer. There is good clarity and detail retrieval here. I suspect it's from the treble spikes. So there is a good amount of treble on this set. It ends up being pretty spicy and intense in like high energy music. So like K-pop, some K-pop, and it wasn't all of it. It was pretty track dependent. It was a little bit too much for me. Reminded me a little bit of the EA 500 where a lot of treble came in, spicy metallic timbre, and then the trailing end of vocals, especially female vocals, had that little bit of metallic sheen to them, and sometimes were a little piercing. That was completely track dependent because there was still a bunch of stuff in my library that this played fine, just noticeably a little bit more high energy. And that also translates to a lot more perceived detail retrieval. So a lot of that extra treble, while the treble again was peaky, not as smooth as I would like, it felt like there was a lot of clarity in the set and a lot of resolution. So a little bit of a trade-off there. Overall, pretty solid. It performs as expected for the price range. So like I said, there's a lot of sets, and we've tried a lot of sets here in the $50 category. And this is on par, if not a little bit better in text and detail compared to most of them. Compared to, for example, the Truthier Zero Red. That's what we're gonna compare this to. I know I said the Q5, but the Q5, they're a little too similar. So we're gonna compare to Red, which I feel like is a lot more popular and a lot more people have heard it. So Red has better sub bass extension, and the bass itself is a little bit more engaging. Overall, Red sounds a little softer, so details don't feel as crisp, sounds aren't as well defined and outlined as they are on the QuietSea. QuietSea does that better. Also, there's a lot less energy on the Zero Red. Comes off as, you know, fairly flat, pretty much neutral, which is, you know, it's good. It was more of a mellow listen. It was fine. Just QuietSea comes off as, you know, more resolving than Zero Red. Overall, I think they're both on par. Like, build's a little bit better on QuietSea. The case is better on QuietSea. Accessories were better on QuietSea, except for the ear tips. The ear tips were nicer on the Zero Red, but I mean, the little pouch on Zero Red, that unraveled for me pretty quickly, became useless. The cable on Zero Red sucks, tangles very easily, and it's very thin. Doesn't feel nice at all. So it's cool how QuietSea was able, you know, to be packaged with better accessories overall at the same price. Well, actually lower, because I think Zero Red's like $5 more. So overall, QuietSea is a little bit of a mix between Zero Red and the original Zero. So there's a little bit more intensity in the upper mids like the original Zero, but then it's a little bit warmer than the original Zero, so it's more like Zero Red. Overall, it's an okay set. So my rec rating on this set would be a 2. Wait for a sale and get a demo, because there is a surplus of options in the $50 category. So this set's pretty good, but again, there's a lot of options, there's a lot of flavors, there's a lot of different styles to cater to different preferences. So check it out if it's something that sounds appealing to you. And again, wait for a sale, even a few bucks off. That's a pizza or a burger or something, you know, or ear tips. In this case, you might need some other ear tips. But that's it. Rose Technics QuietSea. Thank you again, HiFiGo, for making this video possible. Thank you, Patreons, for keeping the channel running. I know Sunny appreciates it. He has so many treats now. You can see back there on his treat shelf. Temptations, sponsor us, please. He eats so much and loves your treats. All right. So until next time, you stay awesome, friends. Bye.